Morning. Well, it's Sunday today, so Dan's here. He's in that hen shed, pulling the last of the wires through for this flood drinker flushing system that we're putting in. So it's a bit fiddly because he's trying to pull the cables through the existing conduit, so it's all a bit tight. I think he's managing it. There's a bit more washing to do in there. Could do with just turning the washer down a bit and washing all the feeders and stuff. You can't really wash the feeders on full pressure because you just get so much splashing in your face you can't bloody see what you're doing, so you have to turn the pressure down a bit. So no more progress on the tedder. Haven't done anything on that this week, unfortunately. Let's see what these cows, looks as though they want to bail. So yeah, job today, we're going to get some go and weigh some sheep, I think, some lambs. So I think I'm going to put that trailer on the on one of the tractors, because I've got to go down that slimy track to get to where the sheep are, and I don't think I'm going to be able to back down. I mean, it's dry now, but we've had a bit of rain, so I'm not risking it. I'll just go in the tractor, I think, because I might take some lambs to the market in the morning, and the mum and I might take one to the butcher. So yeah, I've had a few little sessions levelling me rubble out, which I'll show you now. Yeah, I cracked one of the teeth. I've been trying to smash up some of these heavy lumps of concrete, and snapped one of the teeth on the digger. But I mean, those teeth are pretty worn out anyway. They're pretty rounded on the ends. It's not really the end of the world. I mean, the amount of money I've saved. I was going to hire a crusher or a pecker, and I've managed to do it with a digger. So yeah, these are on the bone once they've eaten this last little bit up. Yeah, I'm thinking of taking some of these cattle this week as well, maybe. One of the ones that's outside is going to go, I think, and I haven't decided, but 3 or 4 of them maybe. So yeah, here's how we've got on. Yeah, it's not overly pretty, but it's a lot more level than it was. I think it's a bit high in places. There's a few massive, big square lumps of concrete that I cannot smash up, that I think were a concrete surround around a concrete post. There's a few of them that I'm just struggling. Might just have to move a few bits out of the way and dig a bit of a hole for them to get in out of the way. But other than that, it's coming. It's getting there slowly. I just want to make sure that I've got no high bits sticking out before I start tipping on some smaller stuff, because you don't want any big bits protrude. You know, once you start tipping your smaller stuff on, you don't want to then have to be digging big lumps out. So yeah, just imagining it being a nice big shed, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? We can all dream. Right, I'm going to feed these cattle, put a bale out, I think, and then we're going to have some breakfast. And then see how we get on going weighing some sheep. I'll have to find my scales for a start. I think they're in another field, so I'll have to go there first. try and remember to take that sheep back. It turns out it wasn't the sheep that was going in my milk powder. From my last video I was moaning about that sheep knocking the milk powder bin over, but having locked the sheep away in a paddock, I realised that the bucket was still getting tipped over, so I found him red-handed. It was the bloody dog. He came up to me one day with a face covered in milk powder, so he got a bit of a telling. But yeah, they're on some nice silage now, these. I know they haven't got much now, but we've sort of got rid of all our odds and sods bales that were toppings and late cut stuff, and now we're just, well, this bale they've just had as a first cut bale. Christ, they drink some more water because it's real nice dry stuff. They're getting through some water, and you know the bedding is staying dry longer, so it really does make a big difference. You can get dry silage. But yeah, right, crack on. Yeah, at some point I would really like to have, obviously, the whole yard concreted, but at the very least another strip of concrete down here to just get rid of all this mud, because anyone who's had cattle will know that the cattle like to flick silage. They grab hold of it and they flick it off. I'm stood here now and I bet not a single one of them does it, but quite often they can throw the silage right out to here and it ends up in the mud, and I find putting silage out, you have to drive there, and you know, as soon as you drive on it you're treading it in, and I just think that there's waste to it. But more importantly, it just really does my head in. There's just a constant track of mud through here, and I just think if we had another 4 foot of concrete all the way down, it would be, you know, it would be enough to, even if the cattle threw silage out, you'd just be able to brush it up and there'd be no waste. But we're never happy, are we? I mean, I've got all these curbs, put them to one side down here. These big curb stones, which are about 6 inches thick, I think. Some of them are a bit less. And I've got I think I've got another pallet of them somewhere. And I keep thinking, oh, should I faff around and lay them out? You know, to save a bit of money. Well, you could either lay them out dry, but then they'll end up moving, won't they? Or you could mix some cement and just sit them on cement like flags. But I mean, I wouldn't get very far, would I? I don't think I've got enough to even probably do one bay. And you're probably all just thinking, what a waste of time for the sake of a few. Yeah, here you are. There's a whole pallet of them here. So I might have enough to do like one bay, but I mean, what's it going to save me? I'd have to work it out, a few £100. I don't know. I don't know. It's just fun to moan, isn't it? Got something to moan about. Christ, if money was no issue, I mean, what would you moan about? All this would be concreted. I'd have a concrete midden. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be worried about the weather. Just spread the muck whenever it's dry. I'll just keep turning it. You know, I'll just keep turning it with my brand new load all. And I wouldn't be worried about putting hours on the load all or wearing it out. Yeah, anyway. Rant over. I'm going to have some breakfast now. Got a bit of a wet patch in my van. It's just leaking in, and I've just come up here and noticed there's a bit of a damaged crack along the roof. Now it looks like something is heavy's fallen on it and broken this seal. This is like a rubber seal along here, and there's a bit of a rusty groove, so I'm thinking that I might just got some silicone stuff, I might just use that and see if it stops, cures it. Bit of a jippo job, but no one's ever going to see it here. And if it stops it leaking in, it'll save everything going damp in my van. Not very pretty, but we'll see how it goes. If it leaks, I'll have to do it again a bit better. Anyway. Downside about not having your Land Rover with you. You go to do a job like this, you realise everything that's normally in the back of your Land Rover is still at home in the Land Rover. i.e. bottles of spray, fly treatment, tools, blue spray, and by spray I mean marker spray. Oh nice, I've had an oil can in here that's leaked, so that's always nice, isn't it? If it's not bloody eggs. Right, well we've got green spray. Bit limited on colours. In fact, I think there's actually some on the actual scales themselves. Oh, look at that. Can actually have some lights after all. Because that cable is nowhere near long enough to go up to there. Decks are in. Better take the dogs with me. Hop up in here. Hop up in here. Good lad. Camlin! Camlin! No, not you. What good are you going to be? No, I don't want you. You can stop here. Come on! Here he comes. Hop up in here. Hop up. Hop up. Come on. Not you. Get in. Hop. Get in. Good lad. You can stay here. Just don't sit right next to the tractor, because you might get run over. Scales. got them in. No help to the dog. No voice now. There's one still in the pond. So I don't think there's much point in waiting.